members of the Union Cabinet will have to go around the country. I'll get an opportunity to present the highlights of the budget and have discussions on various aspects of our economy in and around the budget. I was very happy. But I was delighted when I was told that I would get a chance to come to Vijayawada. And there are many reasons for that. I'll go into those reasons which are of a personal nature, not only because of my friend sitting here, but I have also other reasons why I'm very happy to come to Andhra. Yesterday I had the privilege of being present when the new Chief Minister of Delhi took her oath along with her small team of the cabinet. And I had the privilege of meeting the Honorable Shri Chandrababu Naidu ji, Pawan Kalyan ji, and several others who were there for that important thing. And what struck me then, for a person in political life, as my colleagues on both sides will tell me, winning a state assembly elections is important. But why was Delhi even more important? Because the Bharatiya Janata Party and our allies, the NDA, are doing very well throughout the country. But Delhi stood as, not only because it's a central capital of the Rajdhani, but the politics there was going in the wrong direction. And therefore a victory in Delhi, and to make sure that the benefits of development are spread throughout the country evenly, that is very important. And for that reason, I think we were all thrilled. But when I was preparing myself to come here to interact with all of you, and I want to make this interactive, not to tell you budget says this, budget says that, you ask me questions. You see, in Modi ji, we have a leader who, unlike I think any Prime Minister before him, has actually had 12 years of hands-on experience running a big state. And his experience as the Chief Minister of an important Indian state and his personal belief in, for him, the belief in cooperative federalism is an article of faith. He believes in it. Therefore, when I was looking at it in terms of preparations for my interaction with you, I came across some very interesting statistics. See, before this, the amount of funds or tax receipts which were shared with states pursuant to the 13th Finance Commission was about 32%. And I think, boss, you will agree with me, now it is 42%. Yeah, 14th Finance Commission onwards. So, the centre's attitude towards the states, I mean all states, has witnessed a very pronounced quantum jump. When you go from 32% to 42% and it's applying to all the states, it's a very important. But I want to come to Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh, I'm talking about the period 2004 and 14. The undivided Andhra Pradesh, the tax devolution was 132,385 crores. This is a 10-year period from 2004 to 14. Now I want to come to the period 2014 to 24, the 10 years of the Modi ji's prime ministership. The tax devolution is 294,063 crores, which means a 123% increase in the case of Andhra Pradesh in this 10-year period. I want to come to grants and aid from the Government of India. In the 10-year period from 2004 to 14, it was 78,112 crores. From 2014 to 24, it has become 284,141 crores, an increase of 264%. Let me share some other statistics with you and then we'll have an exchange of views. Any state which places a premium on development will obviously require funds. And if you have a Chief Minister like Shri Chandrababu Naidu, then that foot will be on the accelerator for development even more. I want to share with you the figures from 2020, 21, 21, 22, 22, 23 and 23, 24 and then 24, 25 till 12th January 2025. There is a scheme under special assistance to state for capital investment. Okay? Under this scheme, special assistance is provided to the state government in the form of 50-year interest-free loans, whose interest costs are borne entirely by the center. Now this is very interesting. It's an interest-free scheme for the state governments, 50 years, but the interest cost is borne by the center. So 2021 में कितना था? 688 crores. 21-22 में कितना था? 502 crores. 22-23 में कितना था? 6106 crores. 23-24 4091 crores. And how much is it in 24-25? I've given you some figures: 6,000, 4,000, 5,663 crores. Look at that quantum jump in that assistance. Now, very often you are told, I'm going to jump from the cabinet and those statistics. Very often you are told, you know, this is part of an old approved plan. I'm talking about a refinery, a BPCL refinery which is coming up. So somebody turns around and says, oh, no, this was part of the States Reorganization Act. States Reorganization Act was when? 2014? 14. It was. But after 2014, nothing happened, no? Whatever happened. But today you have a situation where you have a very proactive, dynamic Chief Minister, and you have support in the center equal. What happened? What, 90,000 crore refinery will come up there? When I had the privilege of hosting the Honorable Chief Minister, my residence, along with other political colleagues, etc., your Chief Secretary then, I think, mentioned that he says that wherever a refinery comes up, you know, there's a lot of economic growth that takes place. So I asked him, how do you know? He said, my father used to work for IOCL. I mean, I know because I'm Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister, and I know that wherever refineries are there, it's not the people who work in the refinery, it's not the people who work around the refinery. Hundreds of kilometers around that area in the periphery, hinterland, economic activity goes up. And I'm very happy that in a short period of time, the Andhra government and BPCL have worked out, land has been allocated. Of course, some of my friends who are from Andhra are really unhappy because they wanted it in their constituency. But you know, ultimately the choice has to be taken by the state government along with that, because it's a question of most suitable place. And land has been allocated. I think some 6,000 crores has also been approved for doing. Again, I would say this is an excellent example of cooperation between the state government and the center, and considerable credit should be given to the Chief Minister who has pursued it from the day go. And I think from our center, the Prime Minister is equally committed to it, and things will be moving very fast. I have certain other things which I wanted to mention to you. In 2022, the Prime Minister laid the foundation stone of the Srikakulam Angul natural gas pipeline project of GAIL with a capacity of 6.65 million metric square standard cubic meters per day. It's very complicated. MMMSCMD. It's about 745 kilometer long pipeline for which the expenditure is about 2,650 crores. Pipeline will supply natural gas to the CGD distribution network in Srikakulam and Vizianagaram districts of Andhra Pradesh. The main pipeline is mechanically completed under commissioning in line with PESO approvals. So I'm just giving you some examples of other work which has been done between the center and this thing. Let me also share with you that ONGC has a very major activities here. I think Kakinada off the coast, they have, 98/2 field. and I'm very happy to share with you that either they've got or are going to get very soon a daily production of crude up to, I think, 45,000 barrels a day. 45,000 barrels a day is a good quantity. And you know why? What I'm so happy about, that these projects are all of a kind which draws cooperation between the center and the state. I don't want to criticize any other state sitting there, but I have a situation where in another state, ONGC has spent 10,000 crores. They started with 3 wells. They've gone up to 99 wells, and still the petroleum mining lease has not been given by that state. So there's a difference between why. That's why I said I was very happy when I was told that I'm coming for the budget discussions to Andhra and particularly to Vijayawada. I also want to come back now to the budget, if you will permit. In the railway budget, let me just mention to you, from 2014, 1,560 kilometers of new tracks have been provided to Andhra, which is more than the entire railway network of Sri Lanka, by the way. Electrified 1,949 kilometers since 2014, and Andhra Pradesh is 100% electrified. 73 Amrit stations of for rupees 2,051 crores are being developed. 8 Vande Bharat trains covering 15 districts having 21 unique stoppages in Andhra Pradesh have been initiated. 1 Amrit Bharat Express, Malda Town, Bangalore, covering 9 districts having 14 unique stoppages in Andhra Pradesh. Tourism. I first want to give you some overall railway budget average figures. I think I skipped those. Annual average in the years 2009 to 14, Andhra Pradesh plus Telangana, the figure was 886 crores. Today, in 25-26, it is 9,417 crores, 11 times increase, 11 times increase. Tourism, 125 crores sanctioned for development of Amaravati town, Sri Sailam temple and Sri Varaha Lakshmi Narasimha Swami Vari Devasthanam under Prasad scheme. Some projects announced by the Honorable Prime Minister in recent times. 16 January 2025, last month, Union Cabinet approved the establishment of the 3rd launch pad at the Satish Dhawan Space Center of ISRO at Sri Harikota, Andhra Pradesh, which envisages the establishment of the launch infrastructure for the next generation launch vehicles. Total fund requirement 3,984.86 crores. On 8th January 2025, again a month ago, PM inaugurated, then laid the foundation stone of projects worth over rupees 2 lakh crores at Visakhapatnam. On 29th October 2024, as part of Dhanvantari Jayanti program, PM inaugurated and laid the foundation stone of projects, inaugurated facility and service extension, launched drone service at AIMS in Mangaladagiri, inaugurated projects at Kakinada under production linked incentive PLI scheme for medical devices, laid the foundation stone for ESI hospital at Achutapuram. In January 24, PM inaugurated new campus of National Academy of Customs, Indirect Taxes, Narcotics at Palasamudram, Sri Satya Sai district, Andhra Pradesh. I have said many more such things. I am going to skip these. We will make the details available. We'll be very happy to share them with you. An annual budget is a very good indicator of the sense of direction in an economy. In the Indian context, the budget which was presented by the Honorable Finance Minister recently is significant for many reasons. One, it is the first full budget of Modi 3.0. The Honorable Prime Minister assumed responsibility in 2014, then 19, and then in 2024. But then because of the few months left and there was a vote on account, full budget. But the budget also needs some context setting. Why? Because the budget also reflects the overall direction of the economy. In 2014, when Modi ji took charge, we were the 11th or 10th largest economy in the world. And if you were looking at the global discourse, people used to say India is part of the fragile five. Fragile 5 का क्या मतलब? That, you know, if you're traveling by air and you've got some breakable stuff in your suitcase, then you will put a sticker, fragility handled with care. So they thought India, you know, is fragile. Today, you've moved from being the 10th largest economy to being the 5th largest economy. Very soon, according to the International Monetary Fund, we will move from being a 5th largest to the 4th largest economy, because the two economies which are slightly ahead of us, we are a 4 trillion US dollar economy. The two economies ahead of us are 4.1 and 4.3 trillion. Within the next month or so, we could be the 4th largest, and before 2027, we could be the 3rd largest economy. So look at that journey. From 2014 to 2025, you moved from the 11th or 10th position to the 5th position, and you are on a trajectory now to move towards the 3rd largest. But look at the other developments. And this is where it comes in. Today, you know, my brother, when he was introducing me, Chaudharyji, he said, I'm foreign service and all that. I spent 39 years in the foreign service. From 1974 to 2013, I was a foreign service officer. I used to be posted in India. I was ambassador to the UN in New York. I was ambassador to the UN in Geneva. I traveled all over the world. Today, Andhrites are very, very enterprising. You have a lot of Andhra communities in London, in New York, in Silicon Valley, everywhere. But if you look at parts of our economy, look at civil aviation. It's booming. We had 74 airports in 2014. Today we have more than 150 airports. Our airlines, at least two of them I know, have between them ordered more than 1,000 aircraft. Our energy consumption is booming. You know, there's an organization called the International Energy Agency, IEA, Paris-based. They have said that if in the next 2 decades, next 20 years, 25% of the increase in global demand will come from India. You know, 3.5 years ago, when Modi ji appointed me to this ministry, earlier I was 7 years, I was Housing and Urban Affairs Minister. I've done civil aviation, commerce and industry also. But our daily consumption of crude oil was 5 million metric tons per day. Today, after 3.5 years, that 5 million has already gone up to 5.5 million metric tons per annum. If the global average consumption, million barrels a day, slip. 5 million barrels a day in 3.5 years ago to 5.5 million barrels a day now. Our refining capacity has gone up to 270 million metric tons per annum. Is going to be 310-20, and we're already having a debate, are we going to 400 or 450 million metric tons per annum? We are already the world's 4th largest refiner. Why am I telling you this? For a simple reason that if you look at any country's energy consumption, it is a pretty good indicator of whether the economy is doing well or not. In other words, if the energy consumption is low, you can be sure that there are stress points in the economy. In our neighborhood, country to the west of India, I will not name it, they have to put off the electricity at 8 o'clock because they don't have energy. Some other countries in our neighborhood, we had to bail them out, literally by giving them grants. But India is a very different story. Let me give you the example of biofuel blending. When Modi ji took over, it was 1.4%. We had a target of 10% blending by November 22. We did it 5 months in advance. We did it by May 2022. We had a target of 20% blending by 2026. We are already completed it now. This month, I think our blending is 19.6%. We're almost at 20%. Now we'll have to consider how much further to take it. And you know, we have to take the other parts of the ecosystem with us. If there is economic activity, you will need energy. The number of electric vehicles coming on the market, that's a good sign. The number of flex fuel vehicles coming on the market, it's a good sign. CBG, good sign. But if you look at what is happening in individual states, I'm very encouraged. Not only by what's happening in Andhra Pradesh, but other parts. But I'm going to conclude because I think you might want to have questions and I might benefit from that. We used to be often hearing that the middle class, which is the backbone of the economy, a lot of people work, hardworking people. I suspect most of us sitting here would be middle class. I don't know about these two gentlemen sitting next to me, but I'm certainly middle class. But most of us, I think, all of you youngsters are also middle class. That the middle class gets shortchanged. And I think through a brilliant, very far-sighted move, we raised the limit, exemption limit from 7 lakhs to 12 lakhs. And if you add the exemption, it gets to 12 lakhs, 65,000. And suddenly, the overall mood on that point changed. Now I am coming to that, brother. Brother, it's not only that. In a good middle class family benefits from education. When they benefit from education and a wife and husband are my age, then you will have children also in the same. So absolutely is correct. Absolutely is correct. If there are 2 earning members or 3 earning members in the family, the exemption is 25 lakhs or 36 lakhs, or I'm depending on the number of earning people. But you know, it acts both as a encouragement for those who pay taxes. It also brings more money into circulation. It generates economic activity, and I think Nirmala ji's decision under the guidance of the Honorable Prime Minister has been very widely welcomed, this middle class part. There are many other things in the budget. I think you all are probably as well informed. But if there's something you want to do that, because I think I had intended to speak for less time, but I have, in the company of my friends, I moved from being a civil servant to a politician. And any politician you give a mic to, he will go on speaking. So, now I'm okay? Okay, done. So thank you very much. I'm happy to take questions on. I heard President Trump's name being mentioned.
Hi, sir. Can you please tell?
Please identify yourself and then.
I'm Sharon from PTI. I cover Andhra Pradesh for PTI. I'm asking how the new president of the US is going to influence India's purchase of oil globally.
No, I'm glad you asked that question. Normally when I hear President Trump, and I thought you were going into my friend Jai Shankar's domain, I might have been defensive, but I'm very happy to answer it. First of all, President Trump, not only during his first tenure in office, but in the run-up to his second election, he has been very clear that he wants to bring more energy onto the global market. Inside the United States, he said, drill baby drill, which is a signal, a symbol that, you know, please drill more and get more oil. He has been on record to say that he wants to bring international oil prices down. I put what President Trump is saying on one side. Let me give you my little contribution. There has never been any shortage of energy in the global market. When I became Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister 3.5 years ago, the total amount of crude oil that was being put on the global market was 102 million barrels a day. OPEC, which is a producers grouping, they reduced it from 102 million barrels a day to about 97, brought it down by 5 million. Now, if you discuss it with OPEC, they will turn around and say, we don't discuss price. But if you discuss quantity, quantity will immediately impact on price. Today, there is more oil coming on the global market than ever before. And also, interestingly, it's coming on the global market from the Western Hemisphere. Brazil used to produce 3 million barrels of crude in a day. They have started producing another 140, 150,000 barrels. So from 3 million barrels, it goes to 3.15 etc. More oil coming, lots of it, from Guyana, Suriname, Canada. The United States is the world's largest producer of crude, 13 million barrels a day. I think they're going to produce 1.6 million barrels. I was in gas tech just in the run-up to the US election. And at that point of time, the previous US administration had put their finger on the pause button for new contracts. New contract, not for the old one, they were going. And it was very clear even then that that was done in the run-up to the elections, and that in effect after the election, this pause button would be lifted. And it has been lifted. We have had contacts now with the new administration. The Honorable Prime Minister was there. He's had a very successful round of discussions with President Trump. I've been in touch with the US new Energy Secretary. So by all accounts, I think we are moving to deepening Indo-US relationship on energy. By the way, we already buy something like 15 billion or 20 billion sometime worth of energy from the US. We buy energy from a lot of countries in the world. I think 39 countries, now 40 countries if you add Argentina. So energy situation globally, I think, will improve. More energy will come in. Hopefully that will have an effect of bringing prices down. And when you have energy available in sufficient quantity at lower prices, it also helps you deal with inflation.
Sir, as you shared about PM's visit to...
Can I just... Yeah.
Sure.
Will Trump allow India to buy oil from Iran? How much oil are
I
they buying from
know,
Iran?
first of all, I will not get into who allows what. Let's leave that aside. Point is, there's enough oil in the world. I mean, if US produces another 1.5 million barrels, if Western Hemisphere is producing more, and even those who have done production cutbacks will have to ask themselves. So I don't think that we should go to who allows what. Venezuela was earlier a no-go. Now there is I think, easing of situation between US and Venezuela. I think more Venezuelan oil will come on the market also.
How successful has been India in de-dollarizing its oil purchases?
In doing what?
De-dollarizing its oil purchases.
De-dollarization is not an objective at all. But most of those transactions are in dollars and always have been. We had one transaction in rupees. I think it's a very small one.
No, but that's a good thing for our economy, right?
No, that's a very good thing. It's a body needs two to tango. With the payment system in the neighborhood, etc., all that will go. But your objective is to get enough oil, get it at cheaper prices for your economy. That's the objective. Yeah.
So when can we expect? When can we expect the government to reduce oil prices?
No, hold on. We have the lowest oil prices in the world.
No, we don't have.
No, hold on. Let me just.
The government is unduly benefiting from.
No. I'm sorry.
Already.
If you want to have a seminar, be my guest. I'm going to give you a seminar. The rest of you free. India is the only country in the world where for the last 3 years, petrol prices have come down. Petrol and diesel prices have come down. And they have come down because, let me explain, because the central government has cut excise on 2 occasions, November 21 and May 2022, and one other occasion. And the BJP ruled states cut their VAT. Now, insofar as benefiting, governments don't benefit. First of all, governments don't import oil. It's a private sector players who import oil, number one, or the OMCs who import. And what does the government do with the revenue it collects? It feeds 80 crore people 3 meals of dry ration in a day. So please, when you want to have a seminar, I'm an old academic. I started my life in teaching in the Delhi University College, the best college. I spent 39 years. Please come to me. But let's stick to the facts, okay? Secondly, I'm now going to give you a small comparison on prices petrol per litre between Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, USA, Italy, Spain, Germany, France and India. And I will give you the percentage increases between February 22 and February 25. Increase in Pakistan 48%, Bangladesh 14.71%, Sri Lanka 36.98%, Nepal 16.22%, USA 14.21%, Italy 4.81%, Spain 4.22%, Germany 2.03%, 4.22% in France, India minus 0.67%. So both in relative and absolute term, our prices have come down. If your question is, and this is not good, I'm not saying this politically, can prices come down further? If your question is that, but don't tie it to government is benefiting. Governments don't benefit. Governments serve the people, number one. Number two, we give Ujjwala, okay, cylinder at 500 rupees. When Mr. Modi took over, the total number of LPG connections was 14 crores. Today we've got 33 crores. And you know, if one connection serves 4 people, then 33 into 4, the entire population is covered. Plus we are laying a gas pipeline. You know, the under recovery on gas earlier was 28,000 crores. So governments don't benefit, governments lose money. We compensated the oil company. Oil companies lost money, we compensated them 22,000 crores. Now I come to, this was a petrol. I'll give you a diesel and then we'll change the subject. I think PTI should be better informed, and I will send a note to your editor also to give these details if you like. Pakistan percentage, Pakistan 35.79%, Bangladesh 6.12%, Sri Lanka 85.47%, Nepal 24.82%, USA 5.17%, Italy 6.87%, Spain 6.92%, Germany 6.12%, France 4.85%, India increase in diesel 1.15%, which is the lowest amongst all the country. Okay, thank you. Next.
Sir, Avinash Pujari from PTI.
Again, PTI.
Sir, question is different, sir.
No, question is different. No, I will go somewhere else.
Sir, this is important question.
No. Look, I have been doing press conferences for longer than you have been alive, yaar. I mean, how old are you? Come on. Let's not have a PTI. We can have a separate session. Come on. Now, we'll come to you later. Anyone else? Other? Yes, the lady here is. Sure, yeah. Yeah.
So hi, this is Apurva from India Today.
Good.
Just wanted to ask regarding, I'm sure you're aware about the elephant in the room, the US aid, whatever has been.
Oh yeah, yes, I am, but that's not, I don't worry about that.
No, sir, but there's been a lot of allegations back and forth between the Congress and
Madam,
the
I
BJP.
came to talk to you about the budget. Energy can be said to be tied up. Now, if 21 crores came because they wanted a better voter turnout, what do you want me to say? You and I'll have a cup of tea later and discuss it. Not here. What? I have no substantive gyan to share with you on that.
It's an important question, sir.
Huh?
It's an important question.
Which one?
Gopalji said.
Sorry. Compare. I mean, I was indulged him for half an hour. Sorry. If you have any, there are other people in the press conference. Let them come in. Yeah. No. Nobody's asking about it. There are others asking.
Sir,
One bit first here. Yes, sir.
Sir,
Identify yourself, sir.
I am PV Krishna Rao, Bureau Chief, Hans India.
For?
Hans India. Sir, your double engine Sarkar, you are saying this BPCL refinery soon come into existence here in AP is going to boost economy. Can you give the share of economy development?
No, I'll tell you something. Your question is a very interesting question. But different refineries have different characteristics. For instance, it's a size of the refinery. Then is the refinery only taking crude oil and producing petrol and diesel, or is it also producing petchem? This one I think is designed to produce petchem as well. Now the exact quantification of how much benefit is going to come is very difficult to do, because they are now at this stage where they are looking at concept, design and all these things. So I think going forward, good, but if I were, let's say, a person who had to make a hazard, I would say the economic benefits would be far greater than what we visualize just now. I gave you, that gentleman was the chief secretary then, I don't know what he was. So he was talking about what the impact of refineries are in areas where they come up in terms of economic employment in roundabout areas. By the way, this is also true where you set up CBG plants, where you set up biofuel plants. This is normally the activity. And many ancillary services, as my friend tells me. Haji, aye.
Sir, this is Ram from NTV.
Haji?
NTV, Ram from NTV.
NTV?
Yes, NTV AP.
Okay, sir.
This is about Pawan Khera's comments.
Who's Pawan Khera?
Pawan Khera from Congress.
Okay.
Yeah, he has commented on Modi, saying that in action, even US President Trump announced reciprocal tariffs on India During the bilateral meeting.
Pawan Khera ko bolo to worry about things like US aid and you know, in the Pawan Khera's party there is a natural conflict taking place between artificial intelligence and natural stupidity. Did you hear what I said? The conflict is in the Congress party is between artificial intelligence and natural stupidity.
And he has also claimed that Modi has not been invited and it has been.
अरे छोड़े यार.
Sir, ABP
Modi ji is one of the top 2 or 3 leaders in the world who has not only been welcomed, but you saw the body language there. I mean, the Honorable the President of the United States standing behind him, moving there, etc., welcoming him. They are greeting this thing. And look, I have been a practitioner of foreign policy or a student of foreign policy for 50 years. For 50 years. I have never seen a more substantive outcome document after the Modi-Trump discussion than the one I saw now. So, Pawan Khera, who is he, by the way? Huh? Part of the natural stupidity gang. Okay.
Sir, ABP News, Vijayawada.
Huh?
Sir, ABP News.
Eh?
ABP News. Sir.
ABP News, okay.
विजय कुमार सर, जो हमारा आंध्र के अंदर है सबसे बड़ा जो है कोस्टल एरिया जो है समुद्र के अंदर तीर गए होंगे, उसके अंदर जो है काकीनाडा जो पोर्ट आपने जो बताया था
जी,
उसके अंदर जो है ONGC का चल रहा था। इसके अलावा भी है आंध्र का जो बाकी एरिया में अंदर कुछ जांच करके और ONGC का कुछ कर सकते हैं। तो
ऐसा है आपके यहाँ इतने डायनामिक चीफ मिनिस्टर हैं और बाकी तो सारे आपके इतने डायनामिक है, अभी तो उसको खत्म करने दो यार, नहीं तो पहले ही दिलवा दोगे। एक 90,000 करोड़ के वो नहीं होगा या एब्सोल्यूट
आगे चलकर और भी
मैं आ रहा हूँ यार। लेट मी कंप्लीट माय गाइस गेट वरीड, दे थिंक दैट आई एम गेटिंग इंटिमिडेटेड बाय योर क्वेश्चन। देखो ऐसा है, अभी इंडिया एनर्जी वीक हुआ। इंडिया एनर्जी वीक में क्योंकि हमने बहुत सारे क्रांतिकारी कदम उठाए हैं, हमारा 3.5 मिलियन स्क्वायर किलोमीटर सेडिमेंट्री बेसिन है, उसमें से हमने 1 मिलियन स्क्वायर किलोमीटर सेडिमेंट्री बेसिन हमने खोला है। दो 9th राउंड था ओपन एकरेज लाइसेंसिंग पॉलिसी का, उसमें 38% जो बिड आए हैं वो इस 1 मिलियन में है। अभी हमने इंडिया एनर्जी वीक के दौरान 10th राउंड को लॉन्च किया है। मैं आपको, मुझे नहीं पता कौन बिड करेगा, पर मुझे थोड़ी जानकारी है। बहुत सारे बिड्स जो आएंगे और बहुत सारी एक्टिविटी आप ही की जिस एरिया की बात कर रहे हो आंध्रा कोस्ट में वहीं आएगी। क्योंकि होता क्या है कि जो भी एनर्जी में प्रोस्पेक्टिंग करता है, he needs a receptive state government, he also needs a coastline, and you have both. I hope I've answered your question very clearly. होने वाला है।
Sir, Ram and
अरे अभी तो पूछा आपने यार, फिर नहीं ना, अरे फिर तो पीटीआई वाला लॉजिक आप पे अप्लाई हो जाएगा।
आखिरी सवाल है सर।
अरे आखिर उसको पहले पीटीआई वाले को पूछना था, पहले पूछ, अरे वो करने दो।
बिहार में वखाना बोर्ड दिया, एयरपोर्ट दिए ग्रीनफील्ड, आंध्र प्रदेश के हिस्से में कुछ ज्यादा नहीं आया बजट में।
नहीं आया अभी तो मैं देखो ऐसा है, आप पीटीआई के रिपोर्टर के राय से पूछ रहे हो या आंध्रा के वहां से पूछ रहे हो? आंध्रा से गुड क्वेश्चन, but I just listed out what and a lot of things which I did not list out. I'm happy to list, send them. मैं तो पीएम साहब ने जो अनाउंसमेंट आंध्रा के किए पिछले 1.5 साल से, मैंने वो भी आपको बता दिया। फॉर इंस्टेंस जनधन अकाउंट्स 1.5 करोड़ जनधन अकाउंट, 57% ऑफ विमेन, ये मैं आंध्रा की बात कर रहा हूँ। बैंकिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर 67,000 प्लस बैंकिंग टच पॉइंट्स, कोलैटरल फ्री लोन्स, पीएम मुद्रा, ये सारे डिटेल्स में आपसे शेयर कर लेंगे। वी लाइक इशू सॉफ्ट कॉपी। हाईएस्ट इन 100% यार। So I will share all the detail. I mean, I'm only getting into answering those questions where you need a response. Fact speaks for themselves. Andhra has done very well. I'm not saying because of, but center is also, look at the kind of loans, interest-free loan, what it's gone up where, look at the grant and the other thing, and all these announcements, you know them better. You're only trying to get, now we come back to NTV. लास्ट क्वेश्चन यार, I have another big. हो गया
सेम क्वेश्चन
सर, वो पूछना चाहते हैं बिहार में आने वाले चुनाव आने वाले हैं,
वो हम जीतेंगे। अभी वो हरियाणा जीता, महाराष्ट्र जीता, दिल्ली जीता, और बिहार में तो वैसे ही लोग हमारे। थैंक यू वेरी मच, थैंक यू।